Hello, my name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I am a spiritual medium and a psychic. And today I wanted to be talking to you a little bit about how to receive names in your readings. Receiving names can be feeling like it's very daunting, but I trust you that with a little bit of work, with a little bit of effort, you can bring names into your readings with much more ease than you may realize. Now, names are not necessarily important in our readings in order to be able to understand who the spirit communicator is, but it does bring more evidence. It does bring a greater depth to our readings, and it's certainly relatively easy to be able to develop. It just takes a little bit of work. So one of the first things that's important with being able to receive names in your work is, first of all, stop saying that you can't receive names. I hear this all the time. I'm not very good at names. I don't get names, but here we go. And if you want to receive names, the first thing is that we have to let go of these limiting thoughts. This is a limiting belief, and it has to go out the door. So start affirming to yourself, first of all, I receive names. I receive names easily. I receive names accurately and clearly. So this is one of our first steps with any of our spiritual work. Within any of setting our intentions, we want to be able to let go of our limiting beliefs. Ask and you shall receive. And then you have to trust. So that's tip number one. Another really easy way, with just a little bit of research involved to be able to receive names, is to start researching common names within certain decades, within certain generational type years. So, for instance, go back to the 60s and look at the top 10 male names and the top 10 female names, and really look at them and allow them to sink into your mind. Not only look at them, say it. Say it in your mind. Say it aloud, say it in your mind, and work to really feel how that name feels. So it will have a certain feeling to it. Each particular letter, each particular syllable will have a feeling to it, as well as a sound. So work to familiarize yourself with names that go back decades. Go look at the most popular names, and then in the last couple of decades, there are more unusual names that have become more prevalent as people work to try to have more unique names. Research some of these more uncommon names that have been more prevalent in the last 20 years. And it all works through your frame of reference, how mediumship works. So if these names are within your brain, you will be able to receive them, but you have to sit with it, look at it, and feel it. So also research names that may be from particular countries. Get a feeling for what some common foreign names are, because the reason being is that, of course, we're going to read people not just from our particular location or geography, but we're going to read people that have a history or connections to areas that are foreign to us. And so start working with names that are also foreign. You may visualize the alphabet before you, and you may, as you visualize, look to see where your energy is being drawn. And so what you can do, for instance, as you are hearing a name, you may only get the beginning part of the name. So what you can do is say, let's say you're hearing an F name. I'm hearing an F name. Well, we really want to be able to do a little bit more work than just give the first initial. Although, especially as we're first working with this, it's fair to just give an initial, but you do not want to stop there. So feel into that. Does this feel like it is a one syllable sounding name? You're going to get the feeling. How? Because it's an energy transmission. Spirit is sending you energy transmissions, and it's coming through your subconscious brain, and it's going to be working through your frame of reference. And so you're going to feel what that energy is. I'm feeling that this is a one syllable name. I know that I want to say it starts with an F. I'm feeling an F name. I'm feeling like it might end with a harder sound. Like I'm feeling like I want to say fr, and then as you feel into that and really work with it, utilize the idea of having an alphabet in front of you and see where you may be drawn in terms of that scale, using the alphabet as a scale. Where are you drawn to go? So if you get an F, where are you drawn in terms of the alphabet as to where you want to go for the next letter? And continue to feel into that. So if you're feeling like, I'm feeling like the next letter is an R, I'm feeling like I'm down the scale here, so I'm feeling like I want to say Fred. I'm feeling like I want to say Fred. We do understand the name Fred. And know that it does not necessarily mean that it is the spirit communicator's name. And this is an area where people sometimes also flounder, but there is a connection to this name. Work with it. Is spirit speaking about another person in spirit with them? Are they giving you this name to give evidence as to who else is in the spirit world with them? Are they giving you this name to speak about a loved one that's still here on the physical plane? Remember, it's come through your frame of reference. So whatever is in your brain, spirit is going to work with. Whatever names you are the most familiar with, spirit is going to work with that. This is why it's important to become familiar with as many names as you can. Another thing to remember is that when we are meeting people in our daily life, however, if it's at socially or at work, that we, of course, encounter names. Now, research will tell us that the reason why we forget names so frequently is because when we're being introduced to someone, instead of listening to their name, we're actually thinking about how we're going to respond, and we're actually thinking about our own name. And so this is why we don't remember names as well. So pay attention to the names of the people that you are meeting. Say them to yourself in your mind, their name. And pay attention to the feeling of that name, because it is a sound vibration. So pay attention to the sound vibration of that name. Visualize that name also, so that if spirit wants to, if spirit needs to, they're able to flash that name to you clairvoyantly. It's already within your receiving mind. It's already within your instrument, within your tools. So spirit can then just utilize that. So pay attention to the names of the people that you are meeting. You say them over to yourself. Really work with it in that manner. But when you're getting a name, really feel into that. Feel into that first letter. Feel into if it's more than one syllable. Feel, does this feel like it's connected with a male or a female? If you're still working to determine whose spirit, what the name is, and if it's within that spirit communicator or if it's on someone on the physical plane. But you have all of these different tools to use in order to be able to bring more depth and to be able to receive that name. So I would encourage you to research names. I encourage you to sit with them as you sit with these names and work to commit them to your memory, really work with your spirit team also. Really work with them and inviting them to come as you are working with these names, to be able to have them easily brought through with your readings. And let your spirit team know whenever you're doing research, okay, I am going to start receiving names. I'm asking to be able to receive names. Please assist me with bringing through a name accurately and clearly that the sitter is going to be able to take. And so with any of our work, with any work, it requires dedication and devotion in order to be able to develop. And mediumship is no different. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to receive names, and I thank you very much for watching. I do have some mediumship development groups on Facebook, Soul Solutions, which is psychic and mediumship, and Mediumship Development and Support Global Group. So if you're not in these groups already and you're watching, please do look to join. And again, my name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I thank you very much for watching. And I wish you very many blessings, and may you walk with spirit. Bye for now.